Hey everybody, Jason Akers with Akers Pest Control. And tonight we're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about. How's everybody on this Thursday night? We're going to talk about some bugs. What do y'all want to talk about tonight? Let's see, Wes starts right off with a question. Got any tips for treating for wasps or carpenter bees around a home with vinyl soffit siding where you can't identify a nest? So carpenter bees don't really nest. They just drill into the wood and lay their eggs, and then they abandon the hole. They're not like typical bees, like honeybees or hornets or anything like that, where they don't really stay in the wood, but they just drill it out and lay eggs in it. And so the best thing that I could tell you is really the best way to get rid of carpenter bees is to actually treat in the drilled hole with a spray. You know, you spray in the hole, and then don't seal it up. I never recommend sealing them up right away, because if there's any bees out flying around, you want them to come back and find the hole and go in it and get in the chemical and die. But if you're trying to treat holes that you can't find, you know, under like vinyl siding, where a lot of times people will lap the siding down over top of old carpenter bee holes, and if the carpenter bees can get back under the siding and get into those holes, they will. And so you just have to treat underneath those cracks and those lips of that siding, so that when the carpenter bee squeezes his fat little body in there, he contracts enough of the chemical to kill him. And so that's the way you get rid of carpenter bees. I have houses that I do where they've got like a aluminum siding that's actually covering the spot where the carpenter bees can go, and they can get up underneath the lip and get in there and drill. And I just treat around those holes that they're using to get in through, and it still kills them. It still works. So let's see who we got here tonight. We got Kenju donating $10. Thank you very much, Kenju. I wasn't on last week. It's a holiday for me, so I took off last week on Thursday night. But here I am tonight, an hour early, 8:30, rather than 9:30 like I usually do. Try to make up for the fact I was gone last week. And so hopefully we can get to talking about bugs and all that good stuff like we always do. So let's see. Has anything happened in the world of pest control, Alicia?
Not really.
Not really?
No, not really.
These are my phones. I got my phones. This is my personal phone, and this is my work phone. See? I got two. Ta-da! So. I've been working like a dog. Tired. Hey, Teresa. Nice to see you here tonight. Hope everybody's having a good Thursday night, ready for the weekend. What's everybody's plans to do on the weekend? Let's see. Let's scroll through Discord. By the way, I do have a Discord for anyone that's interested. The link is in the description. And I like to scroll through there and see if there's any questions. Bill messaged me. I just got your message, Bill. Bill asked if I'm going live tonight at 7:19. I just got it. So, yes, I am planning on going live tonight, Bill. Actually, I'm going to reply here. Yes. There we go. So, let me see. So, one of my Discord members was talking about apartment buildings, and she lives in an apartment building where her landlord refuses to do anything about the bedbug problems that they have there. He won't treat her apartment, and he won't treat the neighboring apartments either. And one of the things about this is that a lot of landlords will try to get away without treating their apartments. I have a landlord that I deal with locally, and I think I've finally explained to him that, you know, he needs to treat his apartments. I said, you know, here's the problem with bed bugs. All right, you don't like that people bring bed bugs in your apartment. I understand. That sucks. You can't control it. You're a landlord. You know, now you've infested your apartment with bed bugs. Your knee-jerk reaction is, well, let's kick the people out, and then and maybe they'll take the bed bugs with them. But that's not the way bed bugs work. Bed bugs will actually live in the apartment. They'll live in the neighboring apartments. And if you go and you evict someone, and they're the only apartment that has bed bugs, the only one, and you evict that person out of their apartment, then the bed bugs are going to still want a blood meal. They're still going to be hungry, and they're going to go into the neighboring units because they're trying to find blood, and they just seek out another human host and they find another unit. So now, not only do you have bed bugs infesting the apartment that you kicked the person out of, you have bed bugs in the new apartment too. And so you got this problem. And the same thing deal with cockroaches are the same way. If you've got a tenant that's got cockroaches and then you go and kick them out, the apartment's going to have cockroaches. You're going to move in new people with cockroaches? That's crazy. They didn't ask for cockroaches. And you open yourself up for a lawsuit when you go and you rent an apartment to someone, you know, with a bug problem already in the apartment. And like I was talking to one person on the live stream actually a few weeks ago, and I was explaining that if you evict people out of apartment and an apartment is now vacant, it can take 6 to 9 months to kill a bed bug infestation with nobody there. It takes less than 3 months if someone's living there. And if they know they have bed bugs and you kill their bed bug problem, you pay and get rid of it, then you know that future tenants aren't going to have problems. They're not going to go into neighboring units because you get rid of the problem where it is. And that's just, I mean, to me personally, to protect my investment, what I would do is I would just treat it. You know, apartments, if you're going to be a landlord, you've got to expect some expenses you're going to have to spend. And some things are going to come up that you didn't expect, like a broken water heater or a leaky roof or a bathtub that might get a crack in it or something. You know, you have to take care of that. It's an expensive thing that you have to take care of, but it's part of maintaining your house. If you lived in your own house, you would expect to have to take care of things that just arise and happen. Like when we first bought this house, we had a builder come in. He was doing a lot of work on the drywall. The filter for the air conditioner got clogged because they were doing a lot of sanding, and it was too much for the air conditioner unit. It got clogged, and we had about 2 inches of water in the basement coming out of the air conditioner unit. We had to clean it all up, get it all repaired. That's just part of home ownership, and it doesn't matter if you're living there or if someone else is paying to live there. It's part of the maintenance of a building. So I'm very much for renters' rights, very much for landlords taking care of their renters. If you had a guest come in your house and stay in your own house, you would want to make sure they were comfortable. Why would you rent an apartment and not make sure your renters are comfortable? It's the same premise as having guests in your house. Yeah, they're paying you to live there, but you know, you still should take care of people living in your house. Patty says that she loves my videos. What happened if I took out couches to the alley? Where did they go? Can they come back to the house? No, not typically. If you take your furniture out, whatever's in the furniture usually stays outside. Kenju says, got a free upright piano that I'm going to start working on this weekend to eventually sell. My wife plays piano, but I think I told you that before. She plays a lot of really fancy songs. I think they're fancy because they are very difficult for me to play because I can just play Mary Had a Little Lamb. That's all I can play. Jason says, Tempered FX application recently applied a week ago. I haven't had a single one on the sticky traps I put down. Am I good? Maybe not. It can take up to a month to get rid of bed bugs. Typically with Tempered, you need to treat every 2 weeks. You may need to treat as many as 4 to 6 applications before you get rid of your bed bugs. And even then, Tempered, bed bugs have gotten resistant to Tempered. I think it's like a 60% or an 80% resistance to Tempered. So it's, I mean, not, I'm sorry, 20 to 40% resistance to Tempered. Oh. So anyway. Seeing if there's anything else over here. 19 people. Give me a thumbs up while you're at it. And I figure since it's a slow night, not a lot of questions. Let me go over a couple things. I didn't get any. I always do that thing like preparing, and then I don't have anything ready. Do 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 do. Like that song. That's a good song. I don't know who sings it. It's something that's on my thing, but I don't know who sings it or plays it or whatever. I like that song. Let me see here. Ah. Everybody's getting wasps in their house. I got text messages about wasps in the house. Will bed bugs ball up together when they're dying? I mean, they cluster together anyway. Bed bugs will cluster together. They just do. If so, one thing about bed bugs is when they've been exposed to chemicals like temperate or crossfire, they will actually wander back to where they usually sleep, like down around the baseboards or down around the box springs, and they kind of cluster together there anyway. And so you'll have multiple bed bugs kind of squished in on each other, and you will actually find, when I go back behind myself a lot of times, I'll find little piles of little bed bugs all piled up together. So if that's the question you were answering, but they don't ball up like a pill bug or like a centipede or millipede, I should say millipede, when they die. They just die. They just die flat like they look. Oh, by the way, here's my bed bug. She is still alive and well. For everyone that saw my series on that I did about this bed bug right here, and I let her bite me, she's right there. That's Amber Heard, because she's a bloodsucker. That's what everybody decided to name her. She's still alive and well, perfectly healthy. I never did get an itchy spot. The ink has wore off. I never did, reapply any new ink after day 9. I just assumed that if I got a bug bite or a bug bite showed up, I would film it. But I did not get any bites. I didn't get any itchy spots. I didn't get anything at all. Hey, Emma, I got you a prize. I want to let you pick because you didn't get one last night. I still got one of these little jelly donuts left. I got this one, and I got a mint. And you can pick which one you want. You want a mint. Okay. All right. Well, Rory can have that. He'll be very happy because he prefers these over those anyway. So you got chocolate mint. You want to say hello to everybody?
Yeah.
So lean in and say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
You got to talk there.
Oh.
Just say hi.
Hi.
There you go. So, anyway, I didn't name her Amber Heard. Everybody else did. I had a poll of like 4 or 5 different names, and Amber Heard is what everybody decided to name her. That was not my name. That was everyone else's name. So, oh, I was looking for my, hold on a minute. I need to do this. Udemy. I want to show people. And, all right. So let's see how hard it is to find my course without a link, because I've had 2 people tell me it was kind of difficult to find. So if you go to udemy.com, which is udemy.com, all right, and you search here for green acres. Oh, I tell you what, let's search for bed bugs. Let's just search bed bugs. Bed bugs. All right. The very first course is right here. How to eliminate bed bugs like a pro. It's $15. It normally runs at $85. It's on sale right now. So it's considered a best-selling course on how to eliminate bed bugs. If you're ever curious on something and you don't want to sit through all of the, I think it's about 1,000 YouTube videos I have now, you can go here, click this, and you can actually preview the course. You can look at several of the different videos I've got. I got 271 students. I have people ask me questions. You can, if you have a problem with the course or you need any kind of advice or guidance, I answer all of my questions that people give me. And so you can actually preview the course here, and you can see all the different videos, different stuff. Oh, stop talking, Jason. He talks too much, that guy right there. But anyway, I've got all these different ones, and I even put my mixing pesticides, the crossfire example up here, to try to explain how you can mix pesticides. I actually wanted to go over, I'm going to make a new video. about mixing pesticides that I think would actually benefit you guys, and it would help a lot with mixing to put it into a jug. So if you buy yourself a gallon jug, well, let's say you have a gallon jug of distilled water, okay? It's a gallon, and the way you mix Crossfire is you do 13 ounces to a gallon. Somebody actually mentioned this the other day. If you have 13 ounces, you remove 13 ounces from the gallon jug, pour your Crossfire in the jug, put the lid on. You can shake it up really, really, really good and mix it really well that way, and then you can take that jug and pour it into your tank, and you can ensure that you've got more uniform mixed pesticide. That is something that I do. I never really think about it. When I tell people the stuff that I do for pest control, there are things that I just don't think about, like, because I've just done it for so long. But if you mix a jug of chemical, it's already mixed up. All you have to do is shake that jug real good. It's all mixed up, all incorporated. Then you can take that and pour it into your tank, and you can use it to spray. And that works for any pesticide, not just Crossfire. If you were using Demon, if you were using Talstar, if you're using any kind of pesticide, Alpine WSG works really good with Alpine, because Alpine is a water-soluble granule, so the granules actually have to dissolve in the water, much like sugar in your coffee. And so it's easier to make sure you can see through the water, and you can see that the granules are actually dissolved. They won't be floating in the water or anything like that. So I actually do recommend that that's a way that you can pre-mix your chemical before you add it to your tank. So I wanted to mention that. I was going to do a video on how to do that anyway. But I also wanted to say I've been working on some things for everybody that has been wanting me to do this. I don't know how well the videos are going to do. I really don't care. I think it's going to be really well. I think it's going to be a lot of really good information. I have made 4 different videos. Actually, let me see if I can bring up the Discord and show you a picture. Do 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 do. There it is. Let's open in the browser and let's pull it up here. So, here, Roy, you get the Emma picked. You get the last jelly donut.
Oh yeah.
Here, will you take this and this and throw it away for me? Thank you very much. So this is a picture right here of 4 different gallon sprayers. Now this one is a B&G. This is a Vivo Sun sprayer. This is a Vivo Sun sprayer, and this is a Smith Contractor sprayer. I actually opened each and every one of these. I assembled them on camera, and I showed how each one of them is different and which one that I would recommend using for pest control. Now, this is what I use. I use a B&G. But of these 3 sprayers, I actually opened each and every one. I went over all the parts that came in them. I went over exactly why I thought which one was good, which one wasn't, which one was the best. And I'm going to put those videos up on my YouTube channel. So if you're not already subscribed, you should be. You can learn about how to apply pesticides properly. But I'm actually going to do another videos to go, probably just 1, maybe 2 videos to go with this, of me actually using them and showing how they spray, to give you an idea of which one is going to be best for you if you're going to purchase it yourself. This is a $350 tank. This is very expensive. These are different price ranges. I think this Smith Contractor sprayer might be $75. I'm not sure. But they're all plastic sprayers, and they're all different price points, and I'm going to go over each and every one of these so that you can understand why or which one would work for you as far as like a from a pest control technician's point of view, and why I don't use these in my, I don't use anything like this on my line of work. I always use the stainless steel sprayer. Stainless steel sprayer is #1 best thing in the world, but if you can't afford it, I understand it's very expensive. And so I went over some different ones that you can go over for pest control. So I'm going to release those videos as soon as I can get them edited. It's very difficult to get my stuff edited this time of year because I'm very, very busy, but I do have some videos. I also have a video that I recorded on throwing away your furniture. I made a video talking about throwing away mattresses, box springs, couches, love seats, lazy boy recliners, furniture that has bed bugs in it, and whether or not I recommend throwing away furniture. Spoiler, I don't recommend throwing away furniture, but I actually go over it why you should keep your furniture and why you should not throw away your furniture, and you will be more successful getting rid of bed bugs if you keep your furniture. Even a lot of exterminators will tell you that you should throw away your furniture. That's how you get rid of your bed bugs, is you throw away the furniture they live in. That's not true. And I go over those in another video that I recorded as well. That's only like an 8-9 minute video. It's real short. But the tanks, the spray tanks, me opening them and going over all the parts, it's like 20 minutes for each video. It's a lot. It is a lot. I'm very comprehensive. I go over each and every one of them because I want you to know what is best as far as actually being able to apply a pesticide and do it correctly. And I'm going at it, it's completely from the point of view of treating for bed bugs, treating inside pest control for bed bugs, roaches, stuff like that. That's what I'm going over. That's what I'm tackling, because ultimately, to treat the outside of your house, you don't need a lot of fancy spray equipment because you're just treating outside. If a little bit trickles down, it's not that big of a deal. But if you're spraying the inside of your house, you can't get puddles of chemical all over the floor. You can't be making a mess. You can't have leaks and spills in your floor. And so that's what I kind of go over with these new videos that I'm producing. So let me know if you think that's something that's interesting to you, if you think that would be a good video. I've made all the content now. I haven't edited it, but it's all together, ready to go. So let's see. Did Walmart stop selling Crossfire? Let's see. Let's put the little bitty screen like that. Let's see. Walmart.com. Hi, Charlie. You cannot come over here. You are not wearing clothes. You know, he's a very sweet boy. Charlie is a very sweet boy. But he doesn't realize that when he don't wear clothes, he can't get on camera. He's very naive. So Crossfire is on Walmart. So these are like all their ads for 7 and stuff like that. But there's Crossfire right there on Walmart.com. So Walmart.com, you can still purchase Crossfire on Walmart. So, in fact, you can get aerosol. There's a can of aerosol there. There's a man, that's high. That's really expensive for a bottle of Crossfire. It's $72. I've never bought one that expensive before. They've even got the gallon. There's a gallon for $400. You know, that's what I buy. I always buy the gallons when I buy it. So, yes. How long is Alpine WSG good in a sprayer? I mix too much. I still have. I think it's 16 days is what they say for. Did you put pants on?
I don't know where my pants.
Yeah, oh, come here. Come here. You can say hello to everybody. Come here. I can make sure you just from the waist down, nobody will see. He wears a pull-up, but he's just like, I don't want people seeing him. There we go. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Here, let's go ahead and zoom in on you. Let's do this. Can you see yourself right there?
Yeah.
There you are. Say, there are 21 people in here looking at you right now.
21 people. That's a lot.
That's a lot, isn't it? So what did you do today?
Well, not that much stuff.
You made a deal with your swimming instructor, didn't you?
Yeah.
What'd you tell him?
That would teach him how to be my girl.
He told his swimming. He had swimming lessons today. Charlie did. And he told his swim instructor that if he teaches, he'd make a deal with him that if he taught him how to swim, that Charlie would teach him how to play Minecraft. So that's what Charlie told his teacher today. And that he doesn't understand why Finley, my 1-year-old, is almost as tall as he is. But Charlie's short. There's Charlie. Say hello.
Hello.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, get to bed. Get to bed, boy.
And I want some water.
You want some of my water? Okay. So, how long is Alpine WSG good for? In a sprayer, about 16 days. I think that's how long they say it'll last for. See, I mix a whole gallon, and I use a whole gallon. Like my tank right now is empty. I empty it every day. I use everything. I don't ever have a problem with, worrying about if I'm going to mix too much. Or now with Crossfire, I do mix less. I will mix a half gallon with Crossfire because I typically never ever use a gallon in a house, and I do not. You do not want, like, if let's assume, okay, Crossfire says right on the label not to use it after 24 hours, but to use it within the first 24 hours of mixing. That's what they say. Let me tell you what happens if you don't. So I had Crossfire. I did a job. I mixed too much. I actually was maybe 2 weeks in the B&G, and I didn't realize there was still Crossfire left in the B&G. And that stuff turned into like a goopy, grimy, melted like marshmallow fluff. You know that stuff you can actually just get the marshmallow fluff? That's what it's like. Crossfire turns into this goopy, like nasty, grimy mess. And you don't, even if it did kill bed bugs, you're not going to be able to get that stuff to mix up and spray again. Once it turns into that goopy, grimy, gross crap, try to clean that out of your B&G or your sprayer. It is so hard to get out. It is so nasty. And I hate that stuff. I absolutely hate that stuff. A guy told me today he uses 4 gallons of tempered minimum on bed bugs. Well, he is absolutely over applying his chemical. Unless he's doing like a Super 8 motel, or, maybe he would use that much in a hotel, like, 10 floors. But there's never, no way possible if I had 1 gallon of tempered that I would do a whole house. Like, I would do the whole house and have leftover. So, and not only that, I treat vehicles too. I don't just treat the house. Like when I go in and I do a job for bed bugs, I treat the vehicles, I treat the house. I will sometimes split a bed bug job into 2 days just to make sure that I can treat a car. If someone has to leave and they have to be in the car, you can't treat the car. And I'll come back another day and treat the car. So, I do it all, and I still have leftover. I always have leftover. So he uses a janitor cart with electric spray rig, 30-foot hose. So that's just crazy. That's crazy. There is such thing as over-applying your pesticide. That sounds like he needs to lose his license. An update from a year ago. I have been bedbug free for nearly a year. I want to thank you again. I don't have too many bad dreams anymore. Thanks to you, Jason. Well, good, Lulu. I'm glad that you were able to get rid of your bed bugs. Andrew asks, how do you charge for bed bugs using Crossfire? I'm pretty cheap, honestly, and that's compared to local rates. The problem with, so here's the thing. I get asked this a lot. What do you charge? How do you price a bed bug job? Orkin came out and charged me this. Terminix came out and charged me that. And all these different, they don't understand why there's such a fluctuation in prices in the pest control industry. And a lot of it has to do with, I don't have a lot of overhead. So I can charge cheaper prices. I don't pay a lot in advertising. I don't have a lot of employees. It's just me and my son. I'm not spending a whole lot of money on all these other people to work for me, so I can afford, and I'm not doing heat treatments, and heat treatments are just a scam. It's a scam for the business that's buying these really expensive heat machines. They're spending a fortune on these heat machines, and then they're turning around, they're charging their customers a fortune on top of it, and then it doesn't work. I had at least 10 comments on my YouTube videos over the last, I think it's like 48 to 76 hours of people on my heat treatment videos saying that, oh yeah, I just paid $3,400 on a heat treatment and I still have bed bugs. It's and the way that I can afford to charge less. The thing about bed bug treatments is you really, if you're gonna do it and you're gonna flip beds and you're going to flip box springs and you're going to do all this work, it is really nice to have someone there to help you. It is a lot of labor. It is a lot of labor. And I've learned tricks to be able to get, mattresses, king-size mattresses and stuff off of beds with only one person, just me doing it. What did you say? You better watch your mouth. I am live, and these people are going to hear you talking that bad. You got a beautiful mouth to be saying such nasty words.
Sorry.
Did y'all hear that? What'd she say? Somebody type it in chat. What did my wife say just now? I just want to know if that came through. I don't have to watch the playback and see if that came through my video.
I'm so sorry. I wasn't expecting that. I got scared.
Did y'all hear her? I don't know if y'all heard her or not. But anyway, I done lost my train of thought because Alicia's over there playing a video game and she apparently died and got all upset because she died.
I was hitting a sign and someone decided to run in front of me.
So here's the thing about my wife. My wife apparently has been raised by Marines. So she says bad words sometimes.
That explains it all, right?
That explains it, honestly. If I just say she was raised by a Marine.
And my first husband was a Marine.
Yeah, and her first husband was a Marine. And then she married me, and I'm foul mouth. Anyway.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Celeste heard what you said. So it came through. It came through. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to edit it out. That's just life. Nick says been bedbug free for 7 months. Krista says that person needs his license reevaluated if it's a singular house. You're right.
If they're using that much.
4 gallons.
That's insane.
4 gallons. That's like a backpack sprayer. Like my Flow Zone backpack sprayer keeps 4 gallons, and like 4 gallons of chemical will cover, like, what is it, 4,000 square feet? I mean, and you're just, if you're doing a bed bug job, you're not spraying square feet, you're spraying linear feet. So that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's just, I don't understand that, none.
Well, he just doesn't know what he's doing. He probably doesn't have the proper training. So Maddie says that I spray Crossfire 3 times for bed bugs, but it doesn't help. That's what I would do. So Kristen gave advice to Maddie. She says, Maddie, then you may need to view a class on bed bug service. She's talking about my class that I showed. This one right here. I would recommend it. I mean, I'm not one for self-promotion. Anybody that's been here and seen me long enough knows that I am not one for much self-promotion at all. But this is something I put together on my vacation to try to help people with bed bugs. What I did was I rented a house down in Cape Coral, Florida, and we rented a house, and I went in and I did a mock bed bug job on the whole house, and then I filmed it. I set up a tripod. I filmed it. I actually hurt my back doing it, and my wife was laughing at me, and she's like, all you do is you go to work, and then when you go on vacation, you take your work with you, and then you hurt yourself on vacation, and you're not even being paid to do it. And so anyway, I put together this course for people because I feel like it's better, and it's got full lifetime access, so you can share it with your friends, whatever, and let them see it too if you need to. You'll always have access to it. And I just updated it on January and added a new video to it. So if I think of any new stuff to put up there, I do. And so it's constantly updated, and you always have access to it. And so if you're having problems, but most of the time, to be truthful with people who continue to have problems with bed bugs, there's one of 2 things you're doing that's causing you an issue. You're either not mixing the chemical properly. You're trying to be chintzy, and you're mixing it, and you're trying to use half a bottle instead of using the whole 13-ounce bottle in a gallon, because you really do need to use a whole 13-ounce bottle. It is very difficult to measure out 6.5 ounces from a 13-ounce bottle that has no measurements on it. There's no guide. There's no tip and pour measure. There's nothing like that. You just use the whole bottle. It even says it on the label that if you have a 13-ounce bottle, the way they package it, you need to use the whole bottle in a gallon. That's what you're supposed to do. Or you are reinfesting from another place. You are bringing them in either from your car, you're having people visit, and you don't realize that they're bringing in bed bugs on their clothing. And so this is something that is really common for people that have bed bugs, that they may not know how they got the bed bugs in the first place. And if you don't know how you got the bed bugs in the first place, and you continue to do the thing that brought them in, you'll continue to bring in more bed bugs. So, and maybe, let me think, there was one other one that I thought of that could be an issue. If you just haven't waited long enough. So I had one lady contact me through my YouTube channel, and she said that she had sprayed Crossfire like 5 times in 1 week. And that's excessive. You do once in 1 month, because it takes about a month for all the bed bugs to die. You can do it as often as 2 weeks apart. I mean, the label allows for once a week, but I think that's really excessive for a chemical that can last up to 6 months. You apply Crossfire, and there's a residue for up to 6 months. And that's from MGK rep himself that came out and said that they found that it will last up to 6 months when you use it. The label says once every 28 days, but you can mix it, you can spray it, it will kill bed bugs for up to 6 months. So I have a very hard time believing, unless it wasn't mixed properly. It's very likely that it wasn't mixed properly. So... let's see. I do see for so many times I did exactly the same thing, but after 2 weeks I wake up with bed bug bites. Do bed bugs stay on the carpets? So bed bugs don't prefer to live in the carpet. So let's do a drawing with Jason. I haven't done one of these in a while. Actually, I usually do one every single week. So let's put this up here. And I'll show you the places that bed bugs live. Boom. So, this whole white space is going to be your bedroom. I'm not going to just draw out a bedroom this time. Well, actually, I do need to do that, don't I? Let's go ahead and do that. Let's do that. And if I miss any places, Kristen, correct me, because she's in here, and she's a special bedbug lady. When she's not saving Azeroth. Alright, so there's your room. Okay? We're going to put a bed right here. Let's just assume your bed's here. We're not going to feng shui this. This is just the way it is. All right. Most people put their bed right up against the wall. Okay. Now we put a little nightstand here. Put a little nightstand, and it's such a nice nightstand. And put a little nightstand right here. There we go. Beautiful. And let's put a dresser right here. And let's put a little table right here. Maybe you got a TV sitting on the table. Let's put a little TV there, like that. And it's a little TV. It's not like a big monster 50-inch or something. And then let's have a window. Let's put a window in. That'll be a window. We'll put a little window right here. Okay, and then your doorway will be right here. Actually, let's do that for the doorway. Let's actually make it open. Let's do this. And there we go. We'll open the door. There we go. All right. So this is your bedroom. All right, the places that bed bugs live, other than the bed. All right, they will live on the bed. They typically live around the edges of the bed. They live, let's see, let's make a thicker line like this. Okay, so they live like right around the edge, usually the seams of a mattress. And I can show you a picture of a mattress, places that they live on a mattress, but they'll live there. In the box spring, you treat inside the box spring. Take that little felt off the bottom and treat actually inside your box spring. These little tables. Sometimes it's not that common, but it does happen where the bed bugs will actually live on the nightstand table, mainly because it's really close to the bed. So they'll actually live, like, you can open the drawer up. Like, let's say we pull out the drawer like this. A lot of times they'll live down inside these little areas right here where the drawer kind of, where the wood pieces go together. They will go in there, like in the little box. They will live all around the edge of the top of the nightstand. They will live around the legs of the nightstand. And they will live around the window. They will live on the curtains. If you have curtains in your windows, they will live on the curtains. They will live around the window frame on both windows. Check both, because they're real close to the bed, right? So it's not far from, like, this is the food, okay? So you are the food. Food. All right? The food is there. So the bed bugs are going to want to live as close to the food as possible. Now, as bed bugs start to reproduce, they will start to spread through other places in the room. They will go into your furniture that's nearby your bed. They'll start living on like the nightstands. They'll start living around your windows, on your curtains. They might even live on this little TV stand right here. So what you do is you want to treat your mattress, box spring, headboard, footboard, bed rails, bed legs, all that stuff. Okay? That's what you need to do. You treat so that when the bed bugs, like if you've got bed bugs living around this window and they have to come to you, they're going to have to do this. All right? They're going to have to go there. They're going to have to come from here. All right? They're going to have to come from here because you're sleeping here. All right? All this furniture, they're going to have to come off of. If they're living here, they'll have to come there. They're all going to come to the bed. Even if they're living around a door frame. They will live around a door frame too. So they're all coming to get the food, which is you. You treat the area like the box spring, the mattress, the headboard, the footboard, the bed rails, everything having to do with the bed. The bed bugs are going to have to crawl over that stuff to get to you, and when they do, they'll die. But it takes time. It's something you need to be patient. You've got to be patient with. It will kill bed bugs. They don't die instantly. My son actually made a joke one time in the car. He said, I think the customer wants the bugs to just vaporize. And that's laughable. It's a joke because, people do. They get upset and they're like, I want him to die instantly. I want him dead before I even called you. But truthfully, chemical takes time to kill bugs. It does take time. It's going to take days sometimes for all the bugs to die. Sometimes a month, sometimes a few weeks, sometimes a month for them to die. Be patient. It will kill them. Most of the time, when people say that the crossfire is not working, it's really because they haven't waited long enough for it to work. So, that's what I find anyway. Let's see, I'm 8 months pregnant and I don't know if it's safe for me or not, but I sprayed everywhere and I don't think it would harm you as far as pregnancy. My wife was pregnant when I treated my house for bed bugs. Didn't hurt her. Not that I know of. Where's Emma?
She's not up yet.
Did Emma go to bed, Mom? Oh, she's not up yet. That's right. I gave her a wink. I went like this. Emma, you need to go to bed. Which means she gets to get up when Charlie falls asleep. So, because it's live stream night. I like Emma to stay up. Sometimes she gives me her point of view. That is crooked. That is crooked. That is better. That is me. That is little me. I was fishing. So. Yes. Okay. Terry just brought up a really good advice. So let's go back to this room. Actually, let's do a different picture. So in this area of the room, we're talking about like looking top down. All right. We're looking from the ceiling, looking down. Let's pretend that we're the ceiling fan. All right. We're looking down on the room. These are the different places you want to treat. But let's be more specific. Let's make a new picture here. New. Don't save. Okay. Because if I don't save it, it gives me a reason to draw another one later. All right, so let's look at the wall. All right, let's look at the wall of our room. So your bed, let's say you got a window here, and we'll draw a picture like this, like that, and then like this, okay? And then we'll put your bed in here. Let's put the mattress up here, and the box spring, and then your bed rails. I'm gonna do like this. They're usually like a little thicker, like that. And then we'll put some legs on the bed. And these are real tall bed because we don't have a lot of space in this bedroom. I mean, there's no closet. I don't see a closet, so there ain't no space. So you're gonna store all your stuff under your bed. All right, and then we'll do a headboard on the back. Like you got a nice headboard back there. There we go. All right, so there's your bed, and then we're gonna do, let's go ahead and do your nightstand here, and there we go. So the places that you treat in a bedroom itself, let's say you have a piece of crown molding that goes all the way around the top of the wall, all right? And then let's say you got your curtains. Let's do another shape here for curtains on your window that go all the way down like this. All right, there's your curtains. This is not to scale, okay? This is not supposed to be perfect. This is supposed to give you an idea of the places that you treat when you're treating for bed bugs. All right, we're gonna do a baseboard all around the room. And let's not do the back of the bed. All right. So there. Now we're looking at the wall. I really hope you understand what this picture is because it looks horrible. I did not take the time to do this well, but it'll give you an idea of where to treat. So you treat the bed legs right there. All right. You treat where the leg joins here with the bed frame. Okay. You treat the bed frame itself. You treat the box spring. You treat the mattress. Okay? You treat the headboard. Anywhere there's cracks around the whole headboard, you treat that. All right, so that's the bed. We know that. Treat the bed. Always treat the bed. All right? Treat the nightstand. You can open up the nightstand, treat it. I usually don't treat nightstands, but you can treat it. Take your curtains down and wash them. Wash the curtains. If you can't wash them, throw them away. If they got bed bugs on them, throw them away. Check them and make sure. You know, you can vacuum them, you know, but check them and make sure. If they're really, you know, if you can't wash them, you might ought to just toss them in the garbage because you need to be able to treat and kill the bed bugs, right? But bed bugs will live on your curtains. They will live on your curtains, okay? You might be able to treat them. You know, you may be able to treat them. It just depends on your labels. It depends on, not the label, but it depends on your, the type of material that your curtains are made out of. You know, that's at your discretion. It's your house, okay? Treat this crown molding right here. Bed bugs will live around the cracks in this crown molding, especially if you've used something like diatomaceous earth inside your house, like down around your baseboards and on your bed. You will chase bed bugs up and they'll start living around your ceiling. So you want to treat the crown molding, which is where the sheetrock meets the ceiling, okay? Where your wall meets the ceiling. You need to treat that area, that crack, all along the entire four corners of your room, okay? You need to treat your baseboards as much behind them as you can get to. I know a lot of times they're caulked, so you want to treat around the shoe molding and around your baseboards. You know, this is a baseboard, this is a baseboard, okay? So, and of course, all the way around your window frame, you need to treat around your window frames because the bed bugs will hide behind your window frame. So now you've seen the top-down view and the side view of if you were to walk into your bedroom, the places that you should treat. You need to be very thorough. My dad used to teach me about when killing cockroaches, and the exact same rule applies for cockroaches as it does for bed bugs. If there's a crack, treat in it. If you don't treat that crack, bed bugs will live in it. So treat the cracks. Every crack that you possibly can, you need to treat the cracks and crevices throughout your entire bedroom. You know, if you've got a real serious infestation, it doesn't hurt to pull out a drawer of a nightstand and check and see if they're living in it. Treat your nightstands. Treat your dressers in the same way. But you have to remove your clothing. You have to get your clothes out of there. You can't be treating inside your clothing. You can treat the furniture, and then once it's dry, you can put your clothes back. So. I'd like to see an example of a platform bed, no box spring, just spray the entire bed frame to be safe. That's what I recommend doing. You did it right. Exact same if the mattress is laid on the floor. You treat the floor as a platform bed, and you treat it in the exact same way as a platform bed. You don't spray the whole floor, but you do spray the floor underneath where your box spring sits on the floor. You need to do that because the box spring is going to sit everywhere the box spring makes contact with the bed or the floor. You need to treat. Please talk about when you look at the curtains and you might need to throw them away. Yes. Is a milk gallon the same like a spray gallon? Yeah, I mean, a gallon is a gallon. If it's a gallon, it's a gallon. Don't use diatomaceous earth. Don't use tempo dust. Don't use diatomaceous earth. Definitely not. Definitely not. Do not use dust for bed bugs. Do not do it. It is really bad for your health. Don't do it. I would definitely not recommend using dust if you're pregnant. I haven't used dust for bed bugs in probably 5 or 6 years. It's been a long time. I have not needed to. Celeste says, I used a paintbrush to do my nightstands. I did find them on my nightstands. Paintbrush worked well. Yes. And the label of Crossfire recommends using a paintbrush for areas that are very hard, difficult to treat with a sprayer. So, none of us can treat outside our own states unless licensed there, correct? That is correct. Wall-to-wall carpeting does not matter. You do not spray the whole carpet. You still, the same exact drawing I did before, it's the exact, man, he's making a lot of racket up there. It's the exact same, they don't live in the area. They don't live in the area of your room. They live in the perimeter of your room. Just the edges. Correct. Kristen says treat the edges of the carpet, not the whole thing. That is correct. You treat baseboards. You treat the, where the carpet meets the wall. That's where you treat. You don't treat the whole floor. Now, if you had fleas, that's a different story. To kill fleas, you treat the whole floor. But to treat bed bugs, you do not treat the whole floor. You just treat the edges. The curtains you said where they were living on, what does it look like? Let's see if we can find some pictures, because I don't have any personally. I should get some, but I don't have any. So let's go take a look. Pictures of bed bugs in curtains. Alright. Well, there's a great picture there of a window. That's where they live in, around a window frame. Around a wall outlets. Let's see, baseboards. Let's see. I don't have any with curtains on them. Oh, there we go. There's one. See that one right there? That's a good picture. Look at that. See, now that's the pleats at the top, where there's the curtain rod right there, and the curtain rod goes through here, and then they're all over in the curtains, in the pleats of that curtain. I've actually seen this. I've witnessed this a lot on curtains, especially in really advanced infestations they get like that. I'm sure Kristen's seen this. Kristen does a lot of bedbug work. Here's one here where they're in a curtain right there, all up around the top of the curtain where they pooped all over it and got it all nasty. But shears and stuff, I mean, now this one right here, you may not be able to wash this curtain. This is a really thick, this is almost like a drape. And draperies can tear up your washing machine. You know, that's the thing about draperies. Now this shear here, I wash shears. My wife washes our shears in the washing machine every like so many months. They get dusty and you take them, you throw them in the wash, you wash them, you take them out, and you hang them up and dry them, and they work really well. And that actually, I would recommend washing your shears if you've got bed bugs. There's no reason to throw those away. But curtains, some draperies are very difficult. There's one there, living up around the top of the curtains. You know, so that's what they look like that. So here's some on a bed around the seam of the mattress. I see that all the time. That's really common. See, there's one where they're on the seam of a mattress there. You know, they live around basically anywhere they can squeeze their little body. Like, see, he's actually having to pull that. Oh, there's an article on bed bugs. But anyway, he's actually having to pull that seam open to find those bed bugs in there. But that's normally closed up tight where they can cluster together like that. So. Did Amber survive? Yes, she survived. She's still alive. She's still alive. So my son has offered himself up to the Amber herd, and he said that he will let her bite him to see if he reacts differently than me, because I don't have a reaction from bed bug bites. And I don't know if I should let him do it or not, but it's up to you guys. I always let the audience vote on bed bug bites, but he said he'll let her bite him. He don't mind if we want to use him as a guinea pig and try this again just to see if he reacts. But I don't react from the bed bug bites. They don't bother me. So I let her bite me live on camera. What, 2 weeks ago? It's been 2 weeks, right, Alicia?
I think it has been.
I let this bug right here bite me. And she's still alive. She's holding on in there, man. Oh, yeah, she's alive. She's perfectly alive, moving around like crazy. But Rory said that he would let her bite him since I didn't have a reaction.
You should get bit too again, though.
You think I should let her bite me again?
Yeah.
Well, I got to take her out because she wouldn't bite me. She wouldn't just crawl to bite me. You got to let her kind of crawl over you and pick a spot she likes. And then she's like, ooh, I could have a buffet here. Num, 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 num. And then she bites you. Jason, can you please put a picture of the Auto Trigger Raid Max product that you just told everyone about? Oh, yeah. I'll show you what it looks like. So if you go to Amazon.com/ which one is it? Shop? I think it's shop. There it is. And I'll put that link in chat for you too, because it's a long one. Thank you, Teresa. Am I taking calls? I am. Is it not open? It's not open. Hold on. I'll open it up in just a minute. But let me show you what bedbug supplies. So this is the Raid. It's not Raid Max. I do not recommend Raid Max. Raid Max does not work. But this one here does. So if you go to bedbug supplies on my Amazon page and you click this right here, this is specifically the one that I recommend for bedbugs. It's not Raid Max. It's not. It's Raid Bedbug Foaming Spray. And it's actually Crossfire. It's the same active ingredients as Crossfire. So that's what I recommend. Alright, so now that I got that out of the way, Teresa says my phone line's not open. So it's common for me to do that. To accidentally forget to open it up. So I am taking calls tonight. You can call me. Oh man, I'm getting text messages. Let's see. How long after spraying Crossfire can you sleep on a mattress? You can sleep on it as soon as it dries. How hello, does Raid flea spray work? I believe I have fleas. My ankles and lower legs get bit. The exterminator didn't find anything, but I'm still getting bit. So I don't recommend Raid for much of anything. I don't think Raid's a very good pesticide. Oh, here we go. Hello, this is Jason with Green Acres Pest Control. Can I help you? It's going all right. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I wish I could be better. But I always chatted, but I finally wanted to call in. So I kind of wanted to explain more in detail my situation and see if there's any kind of other advice that you can give me.
Okay.
Because I think the ultimate goal is to eventually move, because I don't think there's much I can do. But the story starts that I moved into this 2-bedroom apartment in November of last year, 2022. I had to move quickly because the apartment I was at before was not renewing my lease, and I didn't know until until the middle of October, and I need to be out by the end of November or risk facing eviction. So it was a bit of a rush. My mom has a friend, for a friend of a friend through my mom, they had a 2-bedroom available. I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, which is, I should have said bugs. I didn't realize, but
Okay.
the sad thing is that, well, even before I moved in, they found at least one bed bug in the apartment that's right across. I live on. It's a 4-unit apartment. There are 2 on the bottom floor, 2 up top. The one right across from me, they found a bed bug, but the landlord assured me that they were taking care of it.
Okay.
They were treating it before I moved in. They were treating it after I moved in. By the second night I moved in, they were on top of me.
Right.
And and I told the landlord. He came in. They treated, a few more times, and they treated once in December. They were supposed to come back, but there was issues with the weather. They didn't come back 2 weeks later, and it was like going back and forth with the landlord to finally get them here. So January they sprayed again, and still not much changed. The landlord basically just dropped off. Getting him to return my calls or text messages, like pulling teeth. It's a nightmare. But so I started spraying Crossfire in February.
Okay.
And I've been doing that for the last.
It's been
I've
about
been
a
doing
month and
it
a half,
February,
2
March.
months.
I'm sorry.
About a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, February. Yeah, so I sprayed in February. I sprayed in March, and I just sprayed 2 weeks ago on the 1st.
Okay.
Now, and it's been working for the most part. I've been finding a lot dead more than alive, but
Right.
today.
But do you think they're coming from your neighboring units?
I know they're coming from my neighboring unit actually, because up against, because I have a blanket that I cover the gap. Because there's a good sized gap in the door. Because the way the apartment's set up, there's there's a shared foyer where where the mailboxes are in the wall. There's the stairs that lead upstairs to the upstairs units, and then the main entryway to come in. And there's a good sized gap in my front door, and I have pushed against it a blanket that when I do my treatments, I spray that blanket and spray the frame, the door frame, all that good stuff. And there's quite a few dead on them, on that blanket.
Yeah, so they're definitely coming through the door.
Good covered. Yes.
Man, that's a nightmare.
So today I actually found a few, because it says they're not too far from where my love seat is. And I found, before I started spraying Crossfire, I found two clusters in this one spot where the middle console is, where my arm would lay. There were little clusters there. I sprayed them with alcohol and killed them twice, and then sprayed. But since I've been spraying with Crossfire, they don't cluster there. but today I found like quite a few, like just like crawling around the couch in different spaces. I actually managed to catch a few and put them in a cup, and they're not really doing much.
Right.
They can't seem to roll over.
No, they'll die. They'll die eventually. It can take a little while to kill them, but they will die from it. It'll absolutely kill them. But it sounds so. You actually. So I'm actually servicing a house tomorrow for bed bugs. It's one that I have done for free for bed bugs because the lady can't afford to pay me for bed bugs. And so I use my YouTube and all the stuff, like when people donate to me and stuff, I use that to help other people. And so I'm going to actually treat her apartment for free tomorrow. She's an elderly lady. She's 82 years old. And so she hasn't had any bed bugs for about 5 months since I did it before. It's been about 5 months. I did it for free for her 5 months ago. And it's in Roanoke, Virginia, and tomorrow I'm going to be in Roanoke, Virginia, and so I told her I'd come by and I'd just treat again for her. And she's got the same problem you've got. She's actually a very clean person. She keeps her apartment very well, very neat, very tidy. Everything has a place and everything's in its place. Her neighbor, though, is not like that. And her neighbor lives right across the hall, and her neighbor has a horrible bedbug infestation. And she will do nothing to take care of it. She won't allow anybody in to treat. She thinks she can do it all herself, and she's causing the problem to get so bad that it's actually chasing the bedbugs out of her unit into my customer's unit, this lady that I'm going to go help tomorrow. And it's one of those things where I told her, I said, look, you would be better off just treating monthly, once a month, and just taking care of the problem until you can move. And that's just all you can do to keep them away from you to the best you can. And so that's what I'm actually doing for that's actually what I'm doing for her tomorrow. I'm setting her up on a regular treatment plan so that I can go back every month and treat, because she can't do it herself. She's not in any capable ability to be able to treat on her own. She's actually got a debilitating lung disease. The doctor gave her 6 months to live, and the poor woman just can't do it herself. I mean, she it's hard enough for her to even just talk on the phone. You can tell by talking to her, she's very labored breathing. And but like I said, she can't be staying in her. I mean, could you imagine the last 6 months of your life you have to live in a house being bled alive by bed bugs? That's a miserable thing. So I'm just gonna go and treat her apartment for her tomorrow, and try to keep them down for her at least once a month, so she can at least. I mean, hopefully she'll live longer than 6 months. Doctors give 6 months to live all the time, and people live 3, 4, 5 years. But it's a sad. It's a sad state of affairs that she's in, and she can't afford to move out. She can't afford to move. She can't afford to go anywhere else. It's just all she's got. So, but it's the neighbor. It's the neighbors. She's the one causing the issue, just like in your situation where they're coming from the neighboring apartment, and the only way you can really combat the issue is to just treat yourself once a month. And that's, like I said, that's what I would advise you do to try to keep them under control.
That's what I thought as well, because I moving so soon here. I don't have the funds to jump out and move right now. But once a month, my mother comes and helps me. We go crazy. I'm not gonna say go crazy, but we follow what you do. We put it. I mix the crossfire. But the way my bed is, I have an adjustable mattress, so I don't have a box spring. It's a mesh thing, and then the pole, there's 3 poles that support it. So I spray that really good. All the baseboards the saddest thing is that I work from home. So I live and work in the same space these suckers live in.
Right.
So, I spray really good, spray the couch. But I don't know, is there any possible way? What else can I do about the gap in the door? Because I feel like that is probably the biggest reason, the biggest way that they're coming through. Another thing's probably because there's it's a 2-bedroom apartment. I only live in one room currently. The room that shares a wall with that other apartment. I said that night 2. That was originally the room I was using. That's my bedroom.
Right.
Night 2, they were on me.
Oh yeah,
And of
that's
course,
the
you
room
know,
they're going to be worse in because it shares the bedrooms typically butt up against each other. In an apartment building, it's usually you have mirrored units. So if your bedroom, when you go onto the other side of the wall, there's a bedroom there too. And so it's like you're sharing this. You're just sharing a wall between two bedrooms. So it's not a problem for the bed bugs to come through that way
oh.
from one
Yeah, I
bedroom to
stopped.
another.
So I stopped.
That's why you stop using that room.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's completely empty. It's really empty now. I block it off. I even have like a little a towel underneath that I spray with Crossfire and kind of block that off. But so, I mean, is there? I guess the only
It
solution is to
sounds
move.
like what you're doing is the right thing. It sounds like everything you're doing is exactly what I would do if I were in your situation. That's what I would do. Exactly what you're doing. You just treat and you kill them. I mean, you're finding dead ones. You're killing them. But the problem is the thing about Crossfire. Now, there is one thing you could try, but I'm very leery about saying this, mainly because bed bugs develop resistance to a lot of different chemicals. As of right now, I have not noticed any resistance to Crossfire. I know there are some people that claim that bed bugs have started to develop a resistance to Crossfire, but I haven't seen it myself in the work that I do. But there are chemicals available on the market that you can use that would work in a more repellent manner, that if the bed bugs reach the barrier that you create, they see the chemical, they don't want to crawl over it, and so they turn around and go back. And you can try something like that. I don't have really very many videos. I don't think I have any videos on repelling bed bugs because it's just not as effective if you're infested. But if they're coming from another unit and you've already eliminated them in your apartment, or you could treat all the furniture with Crossfire, have a separate spray tank that you could use a repellent around your baseboards and the floor area and stuff like that, so that when the bed bugs try to crawl in, they get into that. They don't want to get into it. They'll just avoid it. You could do that just in case there are bed bugs still in your unit. You know, you want them to die when they crawl up on the beds. But then if they, if they're trying to get in from somewhere else, they won't, because you're using a repellent. It works on roaches. It works on ants. Bed bugs, I haven't used repellents on bed bugs in 7-8 years. So I don't really know if there's anything good on the market right now. I would have to look into it and do some research. You're in Discord, aren't you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I'll look into other chemicals that you could use that might be able to be a good repellent for bed bugs, and that would be something you could do to try to keep them in other units. Let your neighbors, if they want the bed bugs so bad, let them keep the bed bugs and then not share them with you.
Right. With my neighbors, not to talk rude, but they're not all there. So this is, and there was a time where they even refused to exterminate to come in. Basically, it's a couple. They're not all there. From my understand, if I understand, the issue with these bed bugs actually go back a while, and I really didn't know this when I moved in. And it seems like they're kind of the source of it, where they often let people stay with them, and that brings them in.
Right.
And I said last time they was here was in January, so I have no idea what's going on in their apartment, but it has to be getting bad. If I sprayed on the 1st of this month, and there's multiple ones crawling on the love seat, and I've been spraying for 3 months and I haven't seen it like that. So I'm just wondering, I'm going crazy. It's obviously it's working. The little ones I have in my little solo cup are the only thing they really do is twitch.
Yeah.
So
they're dying.
Pretty sure they're dying. That's why.
This one here that I've got on my desk, she's been exposed. She's never been exposed to chemical, and she's in perfect health. She acts just like a bed bug should. She'll crawl around and everything. If I shake up the bottle, she runs around in there like I've aggravated her, and that's completely normal behavior for bed bugs. But if you catch them in a solo cup and you see how they they act lethargic. They're really slow moving. They twitch and like they're dying. You know, they're obviously sick. They don't feel so well. So, you know, that's normal for if they've been exposed to a chemical.
Yeah, they're like there's several there's like 5 in there now, and they're all kind of like when they kind of clutch onto each other, but none are like moving around the cut by themselves. They're on their backs and just their legs are twitching, but they're not doing much else.
Right. Right. Well, so it's killing them. It's not, you're not running into resistance. You're just running into someone that lives nearby that's heavily infested. And if you have a neighbor who is heavily infested, like some of the videos I've shown on my YouTube channel, then you're going to get them probably by 10, 20, 30 at a time. I mean, you're going to get lots of bed bugs in your apartment because you're living next to someone who's basically perfectly, I mean, I don't know if they're happy or not, but I would assume they are if they're denying an exterminator access. That just seems stupid. I mean, if you're living in an apartment and you've got bed bugs and the landlord has got an exterminator coming to your apartment to spray for you, why would you not let the guy in and spray? I deal with this. I deal with tenants that will not allow you access, and I will look right at them and I'll say, look, if I have to come back, I'm not coming back. I'll just tell them I'm not coming back. I will not come back until next month. You will not see me. If you deny me access today, I will not see you for a month, and the bugs will reproduce, and you will have a month's worth of bugs more than what you have today. I will not be back. This is the only day I can do it. This is the deal I gave the landlord. If you do not like it, then that's fine. I don't have to spray your unit, but you will have bugs. If you're happy with the bugs, then albeit you can live with them. But then I just have to change my behavior on the other units. And so when I run into these multi-unit buildings where people won't let you do it, I just use highly repellent chemicals in the other person's apartment in hopes that they won't come in there. Because you can't, that's all you can do. As a professional even, you can't force someone to let you into their unit to spray. I can't do that. That's not legal. And so you kind of just have to go with the flow and do the best you can.
Yeah. And so at this point, it's best to keep up with the crossfire, especially like on my bed and the couch where I also spray my office chair too. But,
I would recommend that. I was doing that during COVID too, when people were working from home a lot more. I was doing that. I had to. I mean, when people are living in their office chair, working from home, that is a place that bed bugs will congregate. They will start living. They'll even start living on your computer desk. I did a computer desk a couple years ago because a lady had them living on the desk because she was sitting right at her computer working all the time. So.
Oh yeah, I had one crawl up on the desk while I was working. That was a while ago. That was before I started spraying crossfire. I haven't had that happen since. Now,
right.
I guess my biggest fear is, so as long as I'm spraying the crossfire, they're not going to nest in my couch, right?
They will try, but they should die if they try to. Yeah, they will try. The thing about crossfire is they don't see it as a chemical. So they'll try to behave like normal. They will try to nest on your bed. They will try to nest on your couch. They will try to nest in a lot of places. But if you thoroughly treat those areas and you do a really good job treating them, they can't live there. They'll die if they try to.
Yeah. And I said I treat the whole apartment at least 3 times now. So I've gotten really good. I'm getting better and better at it. But with the ultimate solution, I have to move. But you recommend using some kind of repellent.
Right.
So
right, and that's where I'll go and look some stuff up and I'll share it with you on Discord. But I need to look into some other chemicals and things like that, and just to make sure that you can actually use it indoors to make sure it'll work right on your bed bugs. Because I want it to be something you can use, but I also want it to be safe for you to live there. If you're going to be spraying it inside, I want to make sure it's safe for you to use indoors.
But keep the crossfire and keep spraying the furniture. But
absolutely.
If I use a repellent,
absolutely. But you're not going to want to, and you're going to want to have another sprayer for whatever other spray you're going to get, because you don't want to commingle the chemicals in one tank, because that will absolutely ruin crossfire, and you won't be able to mix crossfire in that tank again, because it'll ruin that tank for any other use. You have to. I have a dedicated B&G for Crossfire. That is my Crossfire B&G. It's the only thing I've ever used in it for 7 years. It's the only thing that's ever been in it. I take that back. I might have mixed Alpine in it once, but the Alpine's also non-repellent. So you're not going to mess with the repellency at all mixing Alpine or Crossfire in the same tank. But you will if you mix, say, Demon or Towstar or something like that. You will absolutely mess with the Crossfire. So.
Oh, okay. And since I've been using Crossfire, I have not used Alpine. Should I even bother with that, or it's just the same as Crossfire? Right?
Alpine is not the same as Crossfire. Alpine is a different chemical completely. It's a different chemical makeup. I use Alpine preventatively. So what I do is I have several customers that have rental houses, Airbnbs and stuff like that, where you don't really know what people are going to bring in to a unit. And so I use Alpine there. And every instance that I have had where bed bugs have been brought into these vacation homes, the bed bugs have died. They haven't been able to infest. And so Alpine works really well for me preventatively. But if you live in an area where you have more resistance to it, I probably wouldn't use it. I'd probably still use Crossfire. But right now where I live, I'm not noticing really a resistance much to Alpine. Now, if I go into a house that's infested with bed bugs, which is what I used to do, I used to use Alpine on the baseboards and all around the windows and doors, and I would use Crossfire on the furniture. And it worked really, really, really good at first. But after about 2-3 years, Alpine stopped working on infested houses, and it was taking me a lot longer to kill the bugs. I was having to do more follow-ups to get rid of them, and so I stopped using Alpine altogether, and I just used strictly Crossfire. So if you were to call me and I came out to your house to do a bed bug service, I would use Crossfire only. That's the only chemical that I use for an infestation. Now, if someone called preventative and they had a hotel or something and they just wanted to try to prevent getting bed bugs in the room, I would use Alpine. Because Alpine kills other bugs too. It's not just for bed bugs. It also does a really good job on ants and cockroaches, and it's just a good round chemical that also does a really good job on bed bugs. So, not as good as Crossfire, but it's comparable.
Yeah, hopefully I'm not here long enough to have them grow resistant to the Crossfire. I only sprayed it for the last 3 months, and I think the exterminator before this didn't use Crossfire because you had to leave the apartment when they sprayed.
A lot of well, I require people to leave when I spray too, just so people won't get in the way. But I mean, truthfully, because people will get in the way. But and in fact, the label even says you need to be out of the room while you're treating. So it's just easier to tell the customer that they need to be gone for a couple hours. But yeah, Crossfire is not. It's getting more widely used by the industry, but there's a lot of people that still just use Tempered. So. But anyway, I don't good night. I appreciate your call.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna actually have to. I gotta run to the bathroom, and so I'm gonna do a AFK on my stream right now, and I'm gonna run to use the bathroom.
All right. I really appreciate your advice, Jason. Thank you.
Always. Thank you for calling. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
See, I have to use bathroom. But before I run, I want to show you real quick. Look what I found while I was on the phone with her. This is my bed bug jar. Look at that. What do you see there? See those 2 little white spots? See that? What is that? I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. I had to use potty. Whoever called, call back. I'll answer. I had to use the bathroom. The whites of my eyes are starting to turn yellow. They're back to white again now, see? But I wanted to tell you, so apparently this bed bug is able to lay eggs, because that's what I got in here. My blood eggs. Hello, this is Jason with Akers Pest Control. Can I help you?
Hi. I have a question or a couple questions.
Sure. What's up?
I had a small infestation crop up in the last half of February,
Okay.
and I discovered it in the last half of February. My apartment building didn't actually start doing anything till February 28th. They sent the guy. He confirmed it was bed bugs on the 28th because I didn't know for sure, even though the ones I had looked just like the ones on the internet. Anyway, he confirmed I had them, and then a week later came to do the first spraying. So the place was cleaned up. My sister came. Everything was vacuumed. Everything was taken out to the laundromat and put in the dryers and all that stuff, and really wiped down and really good. And then he did the. It was a small infestation because there wasn't many of them, and the last adult that was seen on March 3rd. That doesn't mean there wasn't more, but
Right.
I killed them as I found them because there were so few. I was able to kill them as I found them, and so the last adult was seen March 3rd, and he sprayed on March 7th, and so theoretically got the rest of them, of the adults, and then gradually babies, here and there and stuff, and was killing them. And he sprayed again so he sprayed the first time the 7th, and then treated again on the 14th. And so then it was good, and then like 14 days later, there was a couple, and after that, again, no adults. It was just babies, and I think at least two that looked like stage 2 or stage 3, half grown, but no adults. So I wasn't too worried that there was a lot of breeding going on, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so today was day 30 since the last spraying, and it was going good. But this morning I found I don't know, because I'm no expert. My first thought was, it's almost an adult. But now I'm like, no, it could have been a full adult. I don't know. So my question is, I was already thinking I would do a monthly treatment myself, because the apartment, while they're doing their thing like they should, they just seem a little bit. I tend to be obsessive. I need these bugs gone. They don't, when they bite, when they feed, I don't feel them, and I don't react. So I don't. That's not the problem, So it's not making me crazy having them here. That sounds stupid. It is making me crazy having them here, but that part, not the thing. The problem is, because even from watching your videos, I've been watching a lot of your videos and reading and different things. My understanding is, with the treatment he's done, because he's assured me anything coming in or near the bed should be crossing the stream and it should be killing them.
Right.
But, as it fades, it could take a couple of days to kill them. That kind of thing. That's not, it doesn't bother me that I'm sitting here luring them to their death. That,
Right.
Actually, I like the idea of that. Children going through. It's like, you come in here, you're going to die.
Right.
It's funny, actually. The one day I said, well, I've only had at most 30 bugs. And he goes, well, you could be seeing the same ones over and over. And I said, if I see them, they die.
Yeah, that's right.
I chase them till they're dead. The one today, I kept trying to not. I was trying not to kill it and destroy the body so I could tell the age. But it became a choice. No, you either have to kill him or he's getting away. And it's like, no, he's not getting away. So, so anyway, if I see them, they're dead. I have not seen the same one twice. No. But anyway, so, and I've still had, I think I'm approaching 35, but that's how few bugs I've had. It just hasn't been massive bugs and stuff.
Right.
But the thing is, the one today, the problem is, like I said, it's not because there's so few and I don't react to the bite, it's not and they're not going to kill me with some disease they're bringing in, so that's not the upset. The problem is I'm 66 and I'm physically compromised, and so I have workers who come in. I have a housekeeper and I have a employment specialist who comes in, and I haven't been letting anybody otherwise in. I don't have that many friends, but I have another tenant who's a friend. So I'm not letting anybody in. The problem is the building. I don't know, because like one day he supposedly sprayed 20 apartments, and it's a 150 apartment building. And I'm just, like you just talked with the last lady, I'm thinking, because I don't know if this one today, if it was an adult, he's a newcomer, not a straggler, probably, unless he was hanging out for 4 weeks somewhere, which can happen too,
Right.
or some female recovering from, the devastation of breeding and that thing. I don't know. But anyway, so my question, because I can't have my workers in. I finally, last Friday, had my housekeeper in, and she wasn't even able to catch things up that much. Because the reason the county pays for me to have people come in and help with this stuff is I physically can't do it. So,
Right.
I need to be able to have these people come in, but they go to people's houses for their jobs. They can't afford to have an infestation.
Right. They can't be taking things to someone else's house.
Right. So they can't come in if I have bugs. And like this morning when I'm freaking out because I found another bug, my sisters are like, well, it's just one bug. And I'm like, the thing is, there's not just one bug necessarily, and these people can't come in if, so that's my upset. If it was just me sitting here waiting to lure them to their death, no big deal, because I don't get the will to react to the bite.
So here's the thing about that. Now, I understand you're worried that they might be able to take them home with them, and they do have a higher risk. So I dealt with this with one of my recent customers. Is she went to a furniture store and they sold her a used box spring, and I think she's 87 years old, and so they figured, oh, this is some sucker, we could take advantage of her, and so they sold her a used box spring, and the thing is that the guy, now I know it came from the furniture store because of the ages of the different bugs that she had. And she had no signs of them anywhere in her house. They weren't on her baseboards. They weren't even on her bed frame. They weren't on her mattress. They were only on the box spring. And so she had the box spring delivered the day before I came out and inspected her house for bed bugs. I found 4 bed bugs on her bed of different ages. And, some that were at least 4 to 5 weeks old. And for a box spring to be delivered the day before and have no signs of bed bugs on anything else in her house, it came from the box spring. So I called the store and I told the store, and the guy said, look, if I had bed bugs in my moving truck, because I assumed they came from the truck. And so I told him, I was like, don't shoot the messenger or anything. I'm not trying to cause problems. I just wanted to warn you and let you know that if this person's complaining, you're going to have more people on that guy's route if he delivered more furniture to other people's houses, where people are going to start finding bed bugs on their stuff. And he's like, well, I just don't think that's possible, because if the truck was infested, then all of my workers would have bed bugs at home too. And I told him, I said, do you think I have bed bugs in my house? Do you know how many houses I go into that are infested with bed bugs? and I don't have bed
Right.
bugs. I know people who work in home health care and work as nurses, that work as house cleaners and do all these different things, and they don't have bed bugs in their house. Yet they will tell you stories of houses they go in and clean that are completely infested with bed bugs. And so, yes, while it raises your risk of bringing bed bugs home, if you take the proper precautions to protect yourself, you're not going to take bed bugs home with you. Like when I go into a house and when I service homes for bed bugs, especially bed bug infested homes that are heavily infested, I wear booties. I don't wear my regular shoes into the house. I have my shoes on, but I take and cover them with those little booties on my feet so that protects my feet from getting bed bugs in the cleats of my boots, because they will absolutely hitchhike in the cleats of your shoes. And so I do that.
Yeah.
And I will wear gloves on my hands and be very careful about the places I rub up against or touch. I don't sit on a customer's furniture. I sit maybe in a hardwood chair or something that I've already inspected and no bed bugs aren't living on it. There are things that you can do to help prevent taking them home. But, if you're not heavily infested, I don't think that your people coming to clean up for you are going to take them home. It doesn't sound like you have a heavy infestation, but people are afraid. People aren't educated. They don't understand. Bed bugs are still a fairly new thing that people just don't quite comprehend or grasp, what to do. And so I understand why they're worried, but it's really worry out of ignorance, not so much worry out of what'll actually happen, because truthfully I don't think that many people are taking bed bugs home from their customers that they're cleaning for. I'm in houses for hours at a time and I don't take them home.
I agree. It's my opinion. I don't even know for a fact that it's remote. I don't think it was her. I think they came from the building, but she could have brought them in actually, because how long it takes, for the infestation to grow. And mine was new, and she's new, and she could have them in her car or her house and have brought them in here, but not yet seeing them in her house. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And
right, yeah, because it could take several weeks to even notice an infestation. It could take several weeks to several months.
Yeah, that's what I've read online. It can take, months before it's big enough for anybody to even see it.
Right.
The only reason I saw it, the pest control guy looks at me like I'm a nut when I said that. But I have a hospital bed that I have sitting up, and I am on it all the time. So I have a bunch of stuff. I lay on the left side, and I have all this stuff on the right side, like it's a desk. And I have my notebooks and my calendar and my computer and stuff. And the bugs, how they even discovered them was they kept running across my notebook. One ran across, and I killed it, and it was blood. And I thought it was black beetles at first, because occasionally I'm in Minnesota and we have black beetles sometimes, little black beetles.
Yeah, we get black beetles here too.
So, yeah, the bug runs across. I go, oh, ick. And then a day, I don't know how much, but a day or two later, another one, and I'm like, ick again. And then a third one, and I'm like, what the heck? And then the fourth one I killed and had a full body. It left over, it was flat. It hadn't fed much. And so I looked it up online and went, oh my God, because I looked up bed bugs specifically, because it occurred to me, bugs don't bleed when you smash them. They're white. It's milky white stuff. It's not blood, but it was blood and stuff. So that's how. So then I went looking in the bed, and I did find in two corners, I call one a nest, but it was like 3 babies and 2 adults, or about 3 babies, 2 adults. It was very small, and then a few shells, when they change size and they break out of the shell body.
Right.
There was a few flecks of that, so I call that my nest, but even that wasn't much. And then up in the other corner, I didn't know at the time, but then learned it was the poop spots, the little round black spots, some of those, and there was two bugs up there. that's how big my infestation was
Right.
that initially. And so then I got a hold of
So,
the office, and
do
he goes,
you know what the pest control guy is actually using in your apartment? Do you know?
he is using Crossfire.
Okay.
Um,
Well, that's
so
good.
from anything I've learned from your videos and what he's told me and online, it should be killing them. And so I'm not. I think they are dying. It's just like when I find the ones, like when I found the first one, I hadn't seen one for 14 days, and then I found one on the floor, and the manager goes, well, he was probably dying, and I'm like, well, I didn't take his pulse, but he, was alive. The thing is, like I said, I don't mind if they're dying. It's fine. They're not hurting me.
Well,
but
one
I
thing
gotta
is that you've
be
got to
able
think
to-
about too. If they've been exposed and they are dying, even if your home health person or your whatever it is, what is it, the maid or whatever, if she picks them up and takes them home with her, they're going to die there too.
Uh-huh.
They're not going to
they'll die
reproduce
too.
there. They will die.
The problem is, the problem also is, I don't know about my employment specialist. He might, I don't know, but I told her what my sister, because my sister is the one who came in and did most of the physical stuff, because I can't do that, right? So she came in and did, vacuumed everything down. She also, I'm probably going to take it off and not tell her if she had me put one of those encasements on that you don't approve of.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'll probably
I
take
don't.
it off.
Yeah, I'm against them as far as for control of a situation. But when it comes to protecting your investment, they do help with that. But when it comes to actually killing an infestation, like people, I have personally seen arguments from other exterminators and been told by other exterminators that the reason that they sell mattress encasements to their customers is because they want to starve them to where they can't get a blood meal. And that is just ignorance. It's the thing is there the mattress encasement has to stay on the bed for at least a year. At least a year to starve a bed bug.
Or more, yeah.
Or more.
couple
And
years,
a lot of
you know,
times
yeah.
the bed bugs can bite through the encasement. Like those cloth, the really nice ones, the nylon, the really expensive nice ones. When you lay on them, the fabric opens up and the bed bug can actually bite through the fabric. Like this screen on my little bed bug thing right here, it is really fine screen. But if I hold this screen up to my arm, the bed bug can bite through it. And they can bite through an encasement.
Mine's a cheap one, and the mattress underneath is actually made of, I don't think it's actually rubber, but it's some kind of thing like rubber. So before she put it on, my sister even said, well, this thing's practically encased already. It's not a regular mattress,
Right.
because the bed was bought for my mom, and she went into skilled care before it arrived, so she never used it, and she was incontinent. So the bed was bought for a person who, peed all the time in the bed and stuff. So the mattress is made of something, rubber or something. I don't even know, and so I don't even know that it needs it. But I'm thinking of just taking it off because
Right.
I think you showed, or a video I saw showed that they get breaks or tears in them, and that causes havoc. Well, I have a cat who's scratching the bed all the time in the one corner, so I'm like, well, the cat's going to rip the thing open.
Oh, yeah. They will. They'll tear them all open. I've seen them get torn open by cats all the time.
Yeah, so I'm thinking I'll take it off. But my question, the thing with the worker, the housekeeping person, I told her what my sister did to keep from, and just the look on her face and the way she didn't say directly, I'm not doing that, but I just got the impression that her brain was thinking, I'm not doing all that. But my sister she took her shoes off when she came in, and when she got home, she took everything off. inside the door and put it all in plastic and threw it back outside, and so the clothes never went in the house. And she's very thorough. She completely vacuumed her car, and the stuff she took to the laundromat, she had plastic through the whole car before she took anything, because all my stuff was double bagged when it went out to her car on top of plastic. So she did all this stuff, and I could just tell from the way she was acting that, because I thought, well, if I just get booties, but I don't think that'll be enough. The thing is, they never even left the bedroom. There's been zero sign of them in the living room. They've just only been on or around the bed. There's been no sign of them except one. I have a recliner sitting next to the bed. I found a dead baby on the bed, on the recliner, so that at least one baby got that far before it died. But I don't know about live ones.
Well, did your sister take anything home with her after all that work?
No, she did not have any problem with bugs at all. She didn't take anything home, but she knew a woman who works going into houses with bugs, so she had given her all these tips on do this, do that, and she did all of them. But my worker, like I said, I don't think she's willing to do that, and I think she has another house after she leaves mine. So I don't
so people will actually ask me. People will ask me, like when I go in and spray houses, all right, they will ask me to take my shoes off. And I'll say, no, I'll put booties on. And the main reason I do that is not because of the inconvenience of taking off my shoes. My shoes are actually pretty easy to take on and off. I take them off for my wife when I come in the house, because if I didn't, she'd chop my feet off. But I'm kidding. But she'd bite my head off is what she'd do. But I wear booties because there are labels that will specifically say that you have to wear certain types of shoes when you apply a pesticide. And so I just put booties on. And that's easier for me than trying to stop there and say, oh, no, here, let me put these on. I've purchased these so that I can do your house and I don't have to track in your house. And so I put them on and I walk to the house and I don't make a mess. And I'll even tell people, I say, I don't mind wearing booties. I'm a bug killer, not a stain killer. And so, honestly, my shoes don't really get that dirty. I don't track through places. I very rarely step in the mud. I don't really do it. If I do, I wash them off. I don't like to track. I don't want to track into my car either. I don't want to get trash and garbage and stuff in my car, or dog poop or whatever you step in outside. But really, a lot of times with clean, especially people who clean, they almost need to wear shoes, because if you go through and you mop a floor, or you don't want to step into a lot of that stuff, especially with your bare feet.
You do have to wear shoes. At least, I do, because I'm clumsy, so I run over my feet with the vacuum and stuff like that. So I have to wear shoes myself. The thing is, I don't think she'll do a lot of preventative stuff, so I almost have to try to not have them here.
Right.
So what I was gonna do is, before I have 2 cans of the aerosol Crossfire. I had bought one towards the end of March, and my sister talked me out of using it, because she's like, "Look, they're spraying. Give it a chance. Don't panic."
That's what I would have told you. I would have told you the same thing. If they're using Crossfire, I would have said, give it a chance, wait 2 to 3 weeks, and then try. And that's what I would have said. That's what I have told people.
Yeah, well, and I think between her and you said that in a video I watched, so I was like, well, I'm not, because it's expensive stuff, and and she said a can of aerosol isn't going to go very far, so don't bother, and stuff like that. So I have 2 cans now. I can't afford. I'm not even sure I can manage, because my first thought in dealing with the concentrate was, I don't think would use it all. I would use what I use and then throw the rest out, which is not a fun idea with something expensive.
Right.
But that's life and stuff. So my first thought was, well, I'm not a chemist, because I thought I can't half it, that kind of thing. But now I'm thinking of investing in a canister and doing a once a month, spraying myself for preventative to keep them from keep coming in, because I don't know where they came from originally. I don't know if there are enough in the building that I walked them in from the elevator or the hallway.
Well, they probably did come from a neighboring unit. If you live in a 150 unit apartment building, it's absolutely probable that you tracked them in from the elevator or from a hallway, or someone that walked by your room dropped them off.
I think they came in either from next door, above or below. I don't know which.
Right.
So I think they came from another apartment. I don't really think I walked them in, but it's like, where did they come from, and stuff, because I take Metro Mobility, so I take public transportation.
Oh, yeah, you can get them that way, too.
I heard that, and I was like, I went out, I can't remember if it was once or twice in February, I rode so I was like, well, I did go on that, and stuff, but I haven't since, so that's certainly not where this dude this morning came from. He probably might have came from this original, I don't know, because they were supposed to inspect the whole, that's what they kept telling me. The manager is a wonderful man, but he's a braggy guy. Oh, we're going to check every apartment, and we're going to do all this. But when the guy was here, not this Tuesday or the Tuesday before, not 2 days ago, but the week before, the pest control guy told me, I don't remember how he phrased it, but he said it in a way that indicated he hasn't even checked my floor yet. And this is 3 weeks after you've been telling me it doesn't take that long for them to check each apartment, because we used to have inspections regularly before the pandemic, and we had like once a month bed bug inspections, and then they didn't do them, and they haven't done them, and now we got a building, I think, full of bed bugs. But I'm a panicker. Like, well, to me, at least if he's got 20 to do, all of a sudden there's a lot of bed bugs in the building.
That sounds like a lot of bed bugs in the building. That's what it sounds like to me. The apartment building I did one with 100 units, and there were 4. And to go from 4 to 20, that's a lot. But it is also an extra 50 units. So, there is a possibility that people are bringing them in. But if people bring in used furniture, that's a good way to get them. And then you can't control what your neighbors do. That's the problem.
No, I can't. That is the problem, because they haven't even put a ban. We have a free table downstairs. They haven't put a ban on things you shouldn't put there of types. And people like my neighbor, I'm pretty sure they haven't checked my neighbor next to me, which is my wall against his wall. Took 2 coats down a few weekends ago, and I about wanted to scream, you shouldn't be doing that. Because, well, I have bed bugs. They can just go through my electric to your side, and stuff. But I think they could have come from his side to mine if he hasn't been checked yet, and he doesn't know he has them yet.
Right.
The neighbor across the hall was being sprayed the same time as me. She wouldn't admit to bed bugs. I think she was embarrassed, but I'm pretty sure she had bed bugs. I don't know what else they're spraying 2 weeks in a row for,
Cockroaches. Could be cockroaches. I do cockroaches 2 weeks apart, especially on an initial.
Yeah, well, I haven't heard of anyone here having. It could be, and stuff. But she wouldn't say what they were spraying for because she was embarrassed. I'm too outraged to be embarrassed. I'm like, where did these come from, and how could this happen? And and it's no fun and at all. Like it's not that if they're not going to give me a disease and I don't react to the bites, it's not as big a deal as it is for some people, because they're miserable. I'm not feeling them. I'm not.
Yeah, they don't
not
affect
bothered
me either.
by them.
I was really when I let that bed bug bite me, I was really wanting to have a reaction. I mean, I had like a little pimple on my arm that I had to every one of my videos. I'd have to point out and say, now that's not the bed bug bite. That's not it. That's something else. But this right here, this is where it bit me. And I never had a reaction. I'm looking at it right now. It's been like 14 days. I still don't have a bug bite on my arm. But she laid eggs in this little bottle. So apparently she's older than I thought she was, and she did lay 2 eggs in this bottle from the blood meal she got from me. So we'll see what happens with those. I might have to keep this in a little plastic baggie because I don't want the babies to get loose because they're little. But anyway,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
small,
get
yeah.
off the phone so I can answer more questions. But I appreciate you calling in tonight. I
Just
really do.
One last
Yes.
question. Is the aerosol good enough that'll work for now until I
The
can afford
aerosol
a
is a
canister and
good
stuff?
chemical. The aerosol does kill bed bugs. I usually only recommend it for travel because it's easy to take with you and you don't have to mix anything or anything like that. But when it comes to living at your house, I really do recommend the concentrate. It will last longer. It will do a better job than the aerosol. But I feel like the aerosol breaks down too quickly. But it does kill bed bugs. It will work for a little while. It's a good way to tide you over.
Okay. Yeah, until I can afford I can't probably for a month or two maybe get the canister.
Right.
And I can get that on Amazon, a canister also.
Well, the sprayers, you can get pretty cheap sprayers. I'm actually working on, I haven't used them to spray yet. I'm going to set up my tripod and I'm going to set up a system where I can show you how each one of these sprayers sprays. But I actually have taken 4 different sprayers from Amazon based on reviews. My wife actually ordered all 4 sprayers. Or three out of the 4 sprayers my wife ordered, and then I have a regular B&G like what I use professionally. And I'm going to compare them, and I'm going to show what I would recommend people use to be able to apply a pesticide in their home. And so there's 3 different ones that I've got that I'm going to go over, and I think they're not, I don't think one of them at all is over $50. I think all of them are under $50, each one of the sprayers.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah.
my wife looked them up. She said, this is what I would order, not knowing, the difference between one sprayer and another. She's like, I base everything I order on Amazon on reviews. And so I'm going to order these 5-star products. These are the ones I'm going to order. And then you can just take them blind and figure out how well they work. And so that's what I'm going to do. I've already opened them. I've unboxed them. I've put them together. I've done a video for each sprayer explaining, the differences between one and another and what I think is wrong about this one and what I think is right about this one. And I'm going to go over all of those. They probably won't do that well because they won't be really targeted at bed bugs specifically, but mainly just sprayers used to kill bed bugs. And roaches and other bugs too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that would help. Like I've just been learning from scratch completely, and I've learned so much from your videos because I don't know how many I've watched, but quite a few. And
I got too many.
Well, you can only watch so many before the creepy crawlies are killing you because I don't feel the bugs or the bites, but I do get the creepy crawlies really bad of thinking things are all over me and stuff like that. But I will let you go. I know you got
Thank you
gotta
very
go.
much.
Thank you.
You
Thank
have a
you
great
so
night.
much for talking to me.
Oh, yeah,
I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for calling. Thank you. Bye. So I've seen a lot of things come through chat. And I did. Okay, so Kristen, apparently she is an adult. She is old enough to lay eggs because she has laid 2 eggs in this canister. So there are 2 bed bug eggs inside this little canister here. So, hey Emma, will you do me a favor? Are you busy? Are you out and about? Oh, someone else is calling now. Let's see what they got to say. Hello, this is Jason with Green Akers Pest Control. Can I help you? Hello.
Hi, Jason.
Hello.
Hi, this is Lulu.
Okay, how are you, Lulu?
Hi, I'm good. I just wanted to clear up something. I think you thought that I was talking about using the Raid Max on the bed bugs. No, I wasn't.
For spiders.
I was just studying. Yes, that's what I wanted to let you know because it does. It kicks butt on them, really. And I haven't had any problem on my porch. I know I mentioned it to you a few months ago. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry I forgot your birthday. So happy belated.
Who?
Anyway,
Me?
so
My birthday was in December.
Right, I know. I missed it. So sorry about that.
That's okay. I didn't miss it. Long as I don't miss any birthdays, we're good.
Right. Well, anyway, I'm really happy that that you're still doing this, and I'm glad you got more people signing up for your, the the Thursday night thing, and I'm just thrilled that everything's worked. I was able to do this on my own amazingly, and I haven't had trouble as far as the bed bugs with the crossfire. Haven't had any problems since. And I just want to give an update for y'all that I have a new manager here, and so I was
And you
totally
live in an
right
apartment,
when he
right?
Yes,
Okay.
on the 3rd story. And this guy was like really bad. But fortunately, he got ousted. Yay! And so since he did, everything's been better.
And this is your property manager, right?
Yeah.
And they changed managers, and
And,
now things are a little better.
Yeah, they're a lot better. Matter of fact, we've got a great person now. So, and they know what I had to go through, to get everything done here. So I'm really grateful again to everything that you do for everybody, and just want to let everybody know, hey, listen to what you say, and put your best foot forward. And if you do the label like you've always preached, you can get her done.
Now I haven't paid you to say this, have I?
Oh, hell no! I'm not the kind of person that actually would let anybody pay me to do anything like that to begin with.
I've had a lot of people claim I get kickbacks and stuff from these chemical companies and things that I talk about, but I really don't, and they don't pay me anything. The only thing I make now, I do make like a 3% sale on anything that's sold on like my Amazon page. But that's really just a link to the people that really make the money, or the people selling it. I don't actually sell it. I just give links to places you can find it. But yeah, people think I really just do this, the YouTube. I really just do it because I like to help people, and I enjoy pest control. I've been doing pest control for 35 years of my life.
30, yeah.
And I enjoy it. I was noticing a couple people in chat talking when I was on the phone there a little bit ago, and they're like, I really like to kill bugs. I like to go in a house.
Yeah, I was reading that.
I go into customers' houses, and I've been in homes where other exterminators won't even go in them because the problem is so severe that they don't want to risk infesting their own homes. And I just jump at those. I'm not afraid of bugs. If you're afraid of bugs, you're in the wrong job. This is not a job for you. You need to go, and you need to, like I said, if you, the one that I show on my stream a lot, and it's on my channel, it's got the most views of any short that I've got. But it's just like a 1-minute video. It's just showing me holding bed bugs in my hands by the thousands and just scooping them by the floor. And no one would go in there. The Surf Pro wouldn't go in there. No one would go in the house at all unless they had an exterminator at least go in and do an initial treatment on the house. The house was vacant. There was no one living in the house because the two people, the couple that were living there, they died. They weren't living there, and no one would go in the house at all. And so, but I'm like,
right.
I'll do that. I'm not afraid of that. I'll put some booties on and some gloves, and I'll go on in there. I don't care. And I didn't take bed bugs home from me from there either. And it was really infested. I didn't take them home. You just have to practice precautionary. You just equip yourself with the right gear, and you're all right. You're not going to take them home. But it's fun.
Yeah.
I like doing it. It's fun for me. And I go in, like I told Emma. Emma went with me the other day to work. She wanted to go with me, so I took her with me. And we were in a apartment building with cockroaches. And I pulled out the refrigerator, and they're running all over the wall, and I'm treating the roaches, and I'm killing them. And I told my daughter on the way out, I said, this is the kind of stuff I love, because you go and you see them twitching all over the floor when you leave, and you got 30 or 40 roaches just dead in the floor. And you're like, see, now I feel like I've done something. I feel like the whole day was worth it because I killed, hundreds of roaches for this guy. But anyway, well, I'm glad that you were able to take care of your bed bug problem with the advice that I gave you.
Yeah, because basically what it is. So everybody, I guess everybody can maybe hear this.
They can hear you.
So my thing I want to tell everybody is, I was really scared. I was like really in a bad way from having to deal with this. And I moved into a new apartment. This was over a year ago now. And as I told you and other people, I had no one to help me, and even the people that were running this place and all that, they didn't acknowledge this. And I had people at a exterminator place bring me traps. They wanted to bring it to me, so I did, and I did it. And then they were on there, and I was like, oh my God, I was freaking out. And I studied up on this, and with your help and everything I looked up online, I put two and two and two together and came up with this brilliant way of doing it. And so I did it, and by God, if it didn't work, that was so awesome. And I was tired. It was really hell. But now it's like my place is awesome, and I'm here to tell people you can do it. But you got to definitely, like you always say, follow the label and try to be very coherent. Well, don't even try. You have to be very coherent when you do it.
Be thorough.
Because,
Thoroughness is really, you can't just say, I'm not going to do that spot because I'm just tired or whatever. You just have to go
no. Yeah, for sure. Agreed. And, I'm living proof that it works. It can happen. I've only had to do it once. I do have another container of the Crossfire because I bought 2 at a time.
Right.
But I haven't had to
usually
use
what
it yet.
I
I'm not sure how long it's going to last.
I usually recommend people buy 2 just so if in a month or so they need to treat again, they already have it and they don't have to wait. So
exactly, and
it's good shelf life. It's like what 2-3 years, something like that shelf life. It doesn't go bad.
Oh, good.
So
okay, I didn't read on there about that, but I thought, you know what, I'm probably not going to need to because I'll probably do it again.
Most pesticides, as long as they're kept in a cool, dry place. The thing is there are people that I know personally who still have gallons of chloridane that was outlawed in 1989 that still kills bugs, and it's sealed. It's in their basement, because it's in a cool, dark place and it doesn't get exposed to sunlight and it's not exposed to heat, and it still will kill bugs. Now they don't use it; it's just something they've got. It's old; they've had it forever. But it's still good. And so to say that a chemical is going to go bad, they do have a long shelf life as long as they're kept, as long as they're kept properly and you don't allow them to get exposed to too much heat or freezing. Freezing can destroy chemicals. And so it's important to keep them at a good, decent room temperature, and then they don't go bad. They're good for a long time.
Yeah, I keep my extra bottle underneath my sink.
Yeah, and that's probably fine. I don't think that would be a bad place to keep it at all. So
yeah, it's
as long as
totally,
it's away from children and pets, you got to keep it away from. I mean, there are storage.
Yeah, I don't have
label,
either of those. Yeah.
Well, I am glad. That's great. Well, thank you for calling. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. The last thing I want to share with you is that SC Johnson Raid Max. It actually is good. It's really good. Huh?
The one you used for spiders.
Yeah. Yes. I didn't know what to use. I couldn't find anywhere to buy anything else, and so I thought, screw it, I'm trying this, and I'm telling you, I've only had to use 1 bottle of it so far, and I have another one for backup in case. But I mean, it's great so far. So
well, good.
I'm stoked.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you for
calling.
calling.
But anyway, so thank you. Yes. Always thank you, and your lovely wife, and such a cute family. Oh my God!
Thank you very much.
You guys, you should be outlawed how cute your family is.
I do have pretty kids. They got it from their mother, but I do have. I will absolutely agree. I will not deny that fact. I do have beautiful children, but my wife is the good looking one of the relationship. Trust me.
Well, I just think she's just awesome, and what a great partner for you, really.
Well, thank you very much.
That's so cool.
You have a great night.
All right, have a wonderful night,
All
and
right.
everybody that's hearing us, have a great night, too.
All right, thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye. So let me get this. Let me explain something here. I like World of Warcraft. I play World of Warcraft when I got time to play World of Warcraft. But I don't have a lot of time to play World of Warcraft. I really don't have a lot of time. I usually play with my wife. But lately my wife hadn't wanted to play WoW. So I hadn't played in a few days. So I don't raid Lich King. I don't really raid at all. I'm a filthy casual. I don't have a lot of time for World of Warcraft. So I do play it. I do like it. It's fun. I'm one of these cheesy people that does pet battles because I don't have time to do anything else. So that's what I've been doing lately. And mount collecting. I like to collect mounts. So I have to get on and show you my account sometime. But I've been playing since vanilla. I've been playing World of Warcraft since vanilla. I still have a retail account with my original tune. I actually went with Kristen and her boyfriend, husband. I think it's a husband. And I'm not sure, significant other, partner, whatever people, I don't know what I'm not politically correct, so I don't know what the term is these days. But anyway, with my original tune, I actually went with them, with my original tune. But anyway, yeah, maybe one time I'll jump on WoW and show you guys my stuff. I do have a Twitch. I don't really use it, but if I were to stream WoW, I would probably stream on Twitch because that's where I do my gaming stuff, is over there. And it's Green Acres Pest Control, same as here, but it's I can't dual stream. I've tried. Even though I pay for expensive flipping broadband, I would think that it would work just fine, but it does not allow me to stream both at the same time. So I just cannot do it. I cannot stream on Twitch. I can't dual stream on Twitch and YouTube. And my audience is on YouTube, so I stream for them. So maybe one day I'll get on Twitch. And if you follow me in Discord, I recommend you get on Discord. If you want to do something like that, if I ever do stream a game or something that I do play Rust, I play Minecraft, I play WoW, I play a lot of games with my kids. Charlie, actually, I don't know if anybody caught this earlier, but my son, my 4-year-old, he went to swimming lessons today, and he told his swimming instructor, he said, "I'll make you a deal," and the guy's like, "What's that?" And he said, "I will teach you how to play Minecraft if you teach me how to swim." So he likes Minecraft, and I have my own server and stuff online, so we play together a lot. And I try to do stuff with my kids. I don't have, I mean, like I said, if my wife wants to play World of Warcraft, I play World of Warcraft with her. If she wants to play Rust, I play Rust with her. Emma plays Rust. She's crazy. She's fun to play with. And so I don't really do a lot of the old school, like, I mean, I love WoW. I like the old game. I like vanilla. I like BC. I like Wrath. And I like retail too. I play on both. So, but anyway, I think Lich King was probably the best the game was. There were some things about Lich King I didn't like, but overall, I think that's when the game was at its best. So, but I play retail now because I get to play a lot of stuff. I like to do, but I see I'm an old school gamer. I've got, like, let me see, what do I have here? Well, I've got one of these. This is my Switch. Okay. My wife bought me an OLED Switch, the Pokemon one. So I've got that one because I play Pokemon. But I tell you what I really like. Now let's do this way. I don't have a capture card. So you see what I play the most. I play classic N64. I play Zelda Breath of the Wild. I play Nintendo NES, Game Boy Advance, Super Nintendo, Game Boy. Classic stuff. I'm old. And then there's Pokemon right there. Alright? So I play old stuff. I like to get on here and play Mario. I like to play Metroid. I like to play classic games. All right, that's what I like to play. They added GoldenEye to N64, which is like one of my favorite games. I played GoldenEye with Charlie, and he was laughing and having a great time. So that's the kind of stuff that I play. Is the text line over after the show? No, I mean, you can text whenever you want. Usually what I'll do is I will save the text messages and answer them next week. But text messaging is something that I try to answer during the show if I can. Like if you call in, I'll answer. If you text, I'll answer right now. Because that's really what the Skype number, that number right there, that's a Skype phone number. And so it goes into my computer. The reason I didn't have my lines open when I started the show is because I forgot to boot up Skype and I had shut it off. I shut it off at the end of the show so it doesn't continue to call me. But yeah, they added. So I pay. Now I have the original consoles. I have, for Super Nintendo, I have Final Fantasy 2 and 3, Chrono Trigger, Earthbound, Mario. I used to have Super Mario RPG, but I think my brother's got that. I have like Super Mario World. I don't have Yoshi. I don't have Super Mario World 2, but I have Super Mario World. I have, like I said, Super Metroid. I have 2 of those, actually. I have the original Zelda, the gold cartridge, Link to the Past, on my original Super Nintendo and Nintendo system, which are hooked up to my TV right over there. And so I've got them hooked up to HDMI converters so I can play on the HD. I have... I like old games. I'm 41 and I prefer old games. So, but if you don't want to call, Red Jeans, you are welcome to text. I will answer your question. Anything you ask, and I won't know it's you texting me. Well, I might now that you said that you wanted to text. So, some buddies of mine have joined the Classic WoW server, original game and all. Crazy cool that old school fans host those sort of things. Too bad one of my buds got busted fish spotting. Yeah, you can't do that. Bedlam is something you'd want to wait at least 2 weeks. I don't recommend Bedlam for bed bugs. It was also created by MGK as a bed bug solution, but the problem is bed bugs started to develop resistance to it, and they had to come out with something else. And that's when they made Crossfire. So. And Steven, I guess that's Steven, up here asked a question, and I wanted to go over this, and I need to scroll up and see it. It was about cockroaches, I think. Hey, Jason, this is a bedbug stream. Though, I just want to say thank you for all of your info regarding German roaches. Currently dealing with a pre-existing cockroach infestation in a Chicago rental. So... I recommend Alpine WSG for cockroaches. That's what I use. And I might use Nygaard as an IGR. I really like it. It's really good. And I also use baiting with IGRs in them as well. Vendetta is good. Vendetta has Nygaard in it. So you don't necessarily need to mix Nygaard in your BNG if you're using a bait with Nygaard. But yeah, that's what I use for German cockroaches. I wanted to answer that. But I like Fusion and Zero Mission, both. But I like Super Metroid the original, but I've actually beat Fusion. I beat Fusion, and I have the new one, Dread. I've got Metroid Dread, but it was really good. It's actually an amazingly good game. I love that game. Hey Jason, can you tell me what might be biting my forehead at my hairline 3 days in a row? I think it's probably head lice. Probably head lice. I mean, bed bugs will bite you anywhere they can grab a hold of you, but typically not much on your head. They like to bite in a resting position. They like to crawl up and bite whatever touches the sheet. If you lay with your face like this, they might bite your forehead, but typically they don't. Typically, it's head lice that bite you in your hair. So, that's probably what it is. It's probably lice. Lice are very hard to see. So, especially by yourself. Usually you need someone else to look at your hair for lice. You can, shave your head. So, and then check the hair. I don't know if that's possible for you to do. Anyway, well, Bedlam used to be really good for bed bugs, and it still does kill bed bugs sometimes, but they have built a lot of resistance to it. So, well, I've been on for 2.5 hours. That's a very long live stream. It's almost 11 o'clock, and I have to be up early tomorrow for work. So I am going to have to get off of here. I'm going to have to call it a night, and we will see you next week. If you need any kind of advice, don't hesitate to drop over on the Discord. Information is in the description below. Just click the see more and go down and click the Discord link and come over and talk to us. Kristen's on Discord. She's a professional exterminator out of Georgia. She answers a lot of questions when I'm not able to. Jennifer, I think she's over there too. There's a lot of people. Joe, he's over there. He hangs out. He's a pretty fun guy. Lots of people in Discord. You know, I've got, I don't know, a lot. There's a lot of people. I think it's over 100 people in Discord now. But I think it's almost 200. It's nearing 200 people in Discord. So I have no problem. You know, I've got lots of different, in fact, I can show you, let's see, I'll show you the Discord channel. So let's do that real quick. Boom. All right, there's Discord. We got, let's see, let's move this over a little bit. So you got, oops, messed up. Okay, so you got the general chat, you've got a bedbug channel. That's the picture, by the way, I sent of my, well, where is that picture? See, I got all kinds of stuff I post. I post my TikToks and stuff in there, all that stuff, where I scared people and made them think that the April Fool's prank. I'm sorry if you got mad at me over April Fool's. It was really just a joke. It was. But anyway, like there's the picture of that I showed after I went and filmed it. I filmed this on the 2nd of April, so I'm still working on putting all that together. Then you've got the bedbug channel here. You've got a cockroach channel that you can ask questions and post pictures and stuff like that. Spiders, termites, memes, fleas, mice and rats. YouTube member page for members only, for people that actually subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've got business talk, so if you're curious about starting your own pest control business, I've got stuff like information on that. Ants, and then gamer talk, where we can talk about video games like I do, so because I like to talk about games. But anyway, come hang out with us. I'm always on Discord. I'm actually usually on Discord for about an hour after the show anyway, so if you're interested in hanging out and chatting and talking over there, then albeit I would love to see you. I'd love to talk to you. So just like I said, click the link in the bottom of in the description of this video. There is a link that says Discord. Click that link, it'll take you right to it. So y'all have a really great night. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you next time. Let me find my music. I usually have my music ready to play. So let's play the music, and I'm going to go pee again because I drank a lot of water. Y'all have a great night. Talk to you later. Bye. Wait a minute, I can't finger the button.